If you've ever told yourself that I can quit at any time, then this video is going to be for you. Sure, it may sound like confidence, but it is one of the loudest warning signs there is, and it kind of flies under the radar. Not because you're weak. A lot of people think it's that. It's not. It's because control is being declared as opposed to demonstrated. Actions speak much louder than words. So when someone truly does have control, they don't need to announce it. They just stop. I can't tell you how many people I've sat across from, probably at this point, thousands and thousands, high capacity men and women who said that exact thing. I'm talking CEOs, parents, professional athletes, leaders. Almost everybody I can think of is sharp, successful, self-aware. And every one of them, I think they meant it when they said it. I think they truly believed they could, but what I noticed over the years was this pattern. They would only say, I can quit anytime, while they were still using. See, none of them had quit yet. And I found that interesting because the moment they actually tried to stop, something changed. Irritability, anxiety, rationalization, justification, bargaining, delaying the quitting till tomorrow. It wasn't confidence. It was more like armor of actually having to feel like they had to battle with themselves. But the real issue that I can quit anytime, it keeps you from actually testing the truth yourself, because it creates this illusion of control while preserving that behavior, like clinging onto it. It soothes the conscious without having to change the pattern. And that's not what we want, because the brain loves this line. It removes the urgency, because if you can quit anytime, then that means today never has to be the day. Tomorrow it's only a day away, but tomorrow never comes. And that's how years disappear quietly. It's so painful. Now, on the contrary, imagine this instead. Imagine knowing, not hoping, but knowing that you are free. Imagine your words to yourself actually meaning something again. No lies pushing off till tomorrow. Because real confidence, it doesn't come from declarations. Have you noticed this? It comes from alignment followed by action. When you're taking the action, you don't have to use words. When action and identity match, that is where pain turns to peace. Here's how to break this pattern without that continual shaming, because I believe you got to get rid of the shame. So the first thing is declare less, actually test more. Here's why. The ego wants to sound strong, but freedom wants proof. So try replacing I can quit anytime, get rid of that, and try this. Let me see what happens if I just stop for the next 30 days, or if that's too long, the next 2 weeks, or the next week. And then number two is watch the reaction, not the rule. Here's what I mean by that. Withdrawal shows attachment, not failure. So by learning to notice the irritability, the anxiety, the bargaining, those are actually signals, not like sins, right? And then number three is separate the identity, who you are, from the behavior. They're two separate different things. People defend habits when they feel judged, as they mistake it for who they are instead of the behavior that has just become reactionary. So behavior is much different. Tell yourself, this behavior served a purpose. Let's find out what it's protecting. And that will open up this next part, because number four, it's short windows. It creates a safe enough space for honesty. Because let's face it, when you hear forever, when I hear it, it feels threatening. Short tests actually feel safe. So use 7, 14, 30 day, I call them micro commitments instead of never again. And then number five is let data replace your defensiveness, because arguing is what keeps us stuck. Evidence is what sets us free. So by asking, what did I learn about myself during that pause? And so kind of going over just rapid fire what we just went over, because these steps will work. I've seen it. Control declared is not control proven. That line, I can quit, is protecting patterns underneath that either for years or even decades have stunted your growth. That phrase removes the urgency and blocks the truth, because real confidence comes from alignment backed by action and not talk. So looking at test, observe the test, and then separate identity with behavior, shorten that window, use the data, rinse, repeat. So by running short experiments on yourself, and then you tell the truth about the results. Remember, remove the shame. I call it laboratory living. And here's where most people get hung up in this. They share, if I can stop later, then I'm not addicted. I'm not an addict. Well, let's get rid of the lingo. Remember, delay is one of the addiction's favorite tools. So again, looking at the behavior instead of the label. And this is why people say, well, I don't want the labels. Avoiding labels often means avoiding clarity. So we want to use a label to define the behavior, but not me. Make sense? And some people say, I just enjoy it. Well, if you enjoy something, do you have to defend it? So if you're defending, that should be a red flag. And then the other one I love is they'll say, well, I'll stop when things calm down. Has life ever calmed down for you? Without some direct intervention, like hands coming at you? I won't even get started on that. But here's the question I encourage you to sit with. If quitting is easy, why hasn't it happened for you yet? And again, not coming from a place of judgment or blame or shame or guilt, but more of think of childlike curiosity. So pick a short window, 7 days, 14, 30, whatever you want to do, and let your nervous system tell you the truth that your words never could. Hone in and listen to that, because that is where real freedom will finally start.